going on, guys? It's Steve. So I'm making this prediction video now. 5 years from now, the New Orleans Pelicans, at least 5 years from now, at most actually, will be NBA champions. Now, the reason why I say this is because their window of opportunity is absolutely perfection at this point in time. They have Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. That's the big three right there. Drew Holiday is a former All-Star, solid player. Okay, he's probably not gonna be an All-Star ever again, but he's a solid player, a great point guard to have on your team. Okay, Anthony Davis is obviously one of the best players on the planet. DeMarcus Cousins is obviously one of the best players on this planet. Okay, so these three, if they can stay together, and if the New Orleans Pelicans, organization, management, whatever, can bring in some really good defensive role players, some shooters, and just a whole bunch of role players to fill in the gaps. You don't need any more big men. Well, you probably need a backup, for your two backup, just in case of injuries and, rotations and things like that. You need some defenders, shooters, perimeter defenders. You don't need any front court defensive players. You need perimeter defenders, shooters, and playmakers to help Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. Because at their size, they can't just run up on... They can, but they're not going to, stay at the top of the key, play point guard, run a pick. They're not going to do that at their size. Okay? And with Anthony Davis, you're risking an injury. You breathe on this dude's leg, he's going to get injured, okay? So if they can stay healthy, these three together will be the future of the NBA. Now, back to the point that their window of opportunity is perfect. Their window of opportunity could not have been any more spot on at this point in time. Now, think about this. At least 3 to 4 years from now, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they're not going to all be on the same team 3-4 years from now. Okay? I doubt they'll be on the same team when Kevin Durant's contract expires. I think it's in 2 years, or you know what I mean. I doubt they're all going to be on the same team in 1 to 2 years. I highly doubt that. Now, when you talk about having, LeBron and LeBron dominating the league and LeBron doing what LeBron does, I don't think LeBron will be dominating in 4 or 5 years either. So if you look at, and they're young because Anthony Davis is in his mid-20s. DeMarcus Cousins is in his mid to late 20s. Drew Holiday, I'm pretty sure he's in his late 20s. So their window of opportunity, right where they hit the peak of their prime, is so perfect right now that it's just like it's hard to imagine it not happening. It's hard to imagine this team not winning an NBA championship in at most 5 years, really. Okay, and plus the video I'm also going to be making later, further explains why the league is changing to a big man league. This team is just going to absolutely dominate teams. There's going to be nothing you can do to try and stop this team if they can get shooters and defenders. Because, again, Stephen Curry, I told you guys this before. As soon as his athleticism declines, his prime is going to be done. He's going to become like a Ray Allen spot-up shooter. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And then when you have, sorry about that, man. Freaking bikes driving around near my campus pisses me the F off. Anyway. So if you can build around those three, and then you also take into account that there's no other team right now that has a great future besides the Warriors and the Cavs, but their future is limited. It's not a long future. It's a short-term future. This is why LeBron comes out and says he doesn't have any damn time to waste, because he doesn't. His time is now. He doesn't have 5 years to build a team. Just like Melo doesn't have 5 years to build a team. He doesn't have that. Okay? So 5 years from now, I guarantee you guys the New Orleans Pelicans will be NBA champions. There's no doubt about that they will be NBA champions. If they can, they have 5 years. 5 years to get role players. Okay? And I predict by next year, 2018 NBA playoffs, they'll be a top seed in the West. Top 4. Not top, but in the top of the top, like top 4 and things like that. So if you take all of that into account, and then you also take into account that LeBron and KD, they're probably going to be done in 5 years. Then who the hell else? What team is going to be dominant? Because if you think about it, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they have a solid team, yeah, but I don't think Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, and anyone else is going to be good enough to be competing with Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Drew Holiday with a supporting cast. And plus, this is going to be Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins with experience. Not young Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. This is going to be peak prime Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. Just for an example, this is going to be you can compare them to peak prime Melo, LeBron, and KD in 2013. You can compare them to peak prime D Wade in 2010. You can compare them to peak prime Kobe in 2010, 2008, 2009, around there. They're going to be peak of their prime. They're going to know how to win. They're going to have playoff experience. So I'm very excited to see what the Pelicans can do building around this team, because they have the brightest future in the NBA right now, long term that is. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. It's me, man, Steve. I'm out. Peace.